Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Manzil and Learning and Networking Platform. A warm welcome to all the members and our visitors. We are delighted that you could join us today and look forward to hearing more about your business later in the meeting. Before we begin, I request everyone to please mute your mic and keep your videos on. A bit about me, I'm Prerna Arora, professionally a financial consultant and helping people since last 12 years in choosing most suitable investment option for wealth creation and financial security for their family through all type of insurances and investments. So now let us begin the meeting by introducing Manzil Learning and Networking Platform. Manzil focuses on extraordinary business learning, accountability, and building fruitful relationship for its member. And this will be demonstrated in our meeting itself. It is a professional fraternity of business owners and professionals from diverse fields. This group is a platform to leverage the power of business training. Here we work as a group to help each other grow our business and own our skin as professionals. Visitors, if you are a business owner or a professional who is looking for growth, then you have come to the right place. Do attend this session till end and check out yourself how this platform can help and make a difference in your business. You may also visit our website manzilindia.com for further details. We at Manzil also discuss our business problems here, engage in fraternity bonding, stay updated with the latest industry trends. We also exercise a very powerful tool of generating business referrals for the members. Our meetings take place twice a month, that is second and fourth Saturday at 8:30 a.m. like today. In addition to this, we have another meeting on every Wednesday where a member presentation happens between 8:30 to 9 a.m. For the second and fourth Saturday meeting like today, we have a presentation of one of our members showcasing his profession, followed by business learning session by the specialist. In between, we'll be running a very important session, that is a referral session, and all of the members and visitors are requested to share their details in the chat box so that they can get referrals and they can also share their ask over there. Post this meeting, we would welcome your feedbacks. For the first part of our meeting, I would like to invite our fellow member, Mr. Rajiv Bansal, for feature presentation and to educate member and visitors about his business. Mr. Rajiv Bansal is the MD of Celestial Knits and Fab Private Limited, which is a government recognized star export house in Noida. He is postgraduate engineer by qualification and gold medalist from DCE. He is involved in manufacturing of ready-made garments but now wishes to venture into domestic Indian market and is launching his own brand, both online and offline. Mr. Rajiv Bansal is actively involved in various associations and bodies working for betterment of the industry. He is the National Secretary in IIA and General Secretary in Noida Apparel Export Cluster. He is an active member in AEPC as well. So over to Rajiv ji for his presentation.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Prerna. Well, I'm here as she's already spoken about me. I'm a first generation entrepreneur, graduated from Delhi College of Engineering way back in 1991. And since thereafter, I did my master's from Delhi College of Engineering. And from day one, I had in my mind that, well, I'll go for my own enterprise. And I started with a small factory in Sector 2, Noida, wherein I started with manufacturing of fabrics. Over a period of time, Bhagwan ki kripa rahi, and we grew. And today we have a factories in Sector 63, wherein we manufacture fabrics. We have a printing unit for printing of fabrics. We have an embroidery unit for embroidery of fabrics and garments, and a complete state-of-the-art plant to manufacture garments. I have not prepared a very featured kind of a PPT presentation, but I just opened my website, and from there I'll give you an insight of what we do and what we plan to do. I'm just sharing my screen. Just a moment. Yes. So this is the company Celestial Knits and Fabs Private Limited. Here, this is the front view of the building. I'm just opened my website. Here we manufacture garments as well as fabrics. The capacities out of mentioned here. We have a lot of certifications which are required today for the garment manufacturing industry, especially when you are into exports. We are socially compliant, having SEDEX, BCI, BSCI, ISO, WASH certification. We manufacture organic clothing, we manufacture sustainable and recycled clothing, and we have got certifications for all of them. Our company over a period of time has been awarded with different awards from time to time. And some of them are listed here, which are not even national awards, but certain awards which were awarded by international bodies. Top 500 Asian brand, MSME from Government of Uttar Pradesh, and so on and so forth. As far as infrastructure is concerned, I've already spoken about the infrastructure that we have. We manufacture fabrics. These are the fabric making machines that we have in-house, all imported from European countries. Here goes the list. Then for printing unit, we have the printing infrastructure. We generally do garment printing, panel printing, and again, imported infrastructure. Embroidery machines. These are the embroidery machines which are imported again from Japan and do a good quality of embroidery work, because all this is required for making garments. Then coming to the garment infrastructure, this is the sewing floor. We have the list of machine goes here, and so on and so forth. But I'll just focus more on the products that we do. As far as the products are concerned, we do mostly all the products in the garment line. Main is the women's wear, but we do men's wear as well as kids wear and some scarves and fashion jewelry, etc. These are certain representative pictures to give an idea of the products that we are doing. So these are the women's wear where we do tops, skirts, blouses, t-shirts, trousers. Coming to the men's wear section, we do men's shirts, we do men's trousers, we do men's t-shirts, casual wears, pajamas, etc. Again, coming to the kids wear section, we do girls wear and boys wear. As you can see, a representative picture of a couple of garments. Sweatshirts, the jackets that we wear while going to the morning walks or in the evening walks. Then we also do some scarves like items, again, like this. And lastly, fashion jewelry, bangles, necklaces, earrings. These are mostly traded items which we source and got them made from the artisans and the craftsmen. There's a long gallery of products, but I don't want to waste anybody's time over there. We were involved mainly in exports till now. We've been exporting to all major brands across the globe. But very recently, we have thought that why we are exporting to other brands. In that case, what happens is we make for the brand, ship to the brand, and the brand sells. They, of course, keep us pressurizing for prices and for a number of other things. So my son, who's recently joined me, we came up with an idea. Why not we have our own brand when we can make for others? Why not for ourselves? And then we decided to come up into the domestic Indian market in the beginning. Of course, online sales are the key time these days. And besides, we are also planning to have some dealer distributor network so as to sell to the offline mode.
Is that internet
I think there's
issue?
a net problem. net problem. I think we should wait.
Hello, hello. I'm audible?
You are audible, sir.
Okay, because I got disconnected in between. Sorry.
Yeah, please, yeah.
So these are some of the brands that we are working for. These are some national, international brands, and few of them are even domestic brands like Lifestyle and Madame. So recently we came up with an idea. Why not we come up into our own brands and put in our own brand? Of course, launching your own brand, the advertising, marketing is too much of, you need deep pockets. But we thought let's go slowly and steadily. So we have first decided to launch our own brand, which is known as Kyle. It's been registered. The inventory is being prepared these days, and we are getting ourselves registered on the marketplaces. So this will be a little high-end brand, manufacturing little fashion items like you can see over here.
So slide is not visible. If you can just reshare your slide once again.
Okay, just a moment.
I think you have disconnected your sharing. I think you have to do sharing.
Maybe, yes, because the net connection got disconnected in between. Now it's there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very much. Please go ahead.
One of the brands is this brand named Kyle. And this we are planning to have it more of sporty and fashion conscious with these kind of products. A few of them I have shown in the slide. The other brand would be named Dolsu, and this would be more of fast fashion and low priced item. Such kind of product. So today I would request the members present and the visitors present here, in case they can guide me, one, how to publicize your product online, get online sales, and also for the offline marketing, how do I make my dealers and distributor network so that we can produce and distribute and sell across that network. That is what I would like to have your advice today. That's all. Thank you so much. It was a brief presentation, as I told earlier also. I did not prepare anything much significant, but I believe I have given an insight of what probably we are looking for. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. This was really a great presentation. Short one, but a really great presentation. And I'm sure that all the visitors and members will be able to generate good quality reference for you. As you have shared your pain point also, I would request all the members, in case somebody who can help over here to you can unmute themselves and help you out over here. Initially, like I would also like to start with, I'll be connecting with you offline, and probably I can give you few details about the marketing part of it.
Thank you so much. Because the infrastructure for manufacturing we have, so far all these years we were mainly a manufacturing organization, manufacturing, producing the designs of the buyers and supplying them. But now we thought let's go into our own designing and own manufacturing for ourselves. That's the challenge.
Really a good decision. So really a good decision to go ahead with your own brand. Anyone
So
else in the members who can actually...
If anybody is connecting the domestic market, knowing people who are into this trade, distributing and selling, so they can connect me to them. And we can
Mr. Bansal, I know a person who has his own brand as well as he's listed on Flipkart and other big portals. What I'll do is I'll connect him with you so that both of you can benefit, because he does not have a very big manufacturing, but he's just got very good things on these online portals.
Okay, thank you.
Any other member who would like to say, or
Bansalji, can you share your number so that I can connect you with someone else?
I'm just writing in the chat box.
Have a one-to-one with him.
Yeah.
I'm writing in the chat box my number and details.
Right. Okay.
I also have to connect to you, Mr. Bansal, if you remember. I visited your facility, and that was the time I think you were just in a process of planning this up.
Yes.
Now I have seen this, so I'll be connecting you to a friend who's also into a similar garment line. I think he can be of use to you.
Okay.
And that is Longview. So I'll just call him today itself. I've spoken to him once, but I'll call him again now.
Thank you so much.
Rajiv ji, we already have a member named Atul Mohan you have met yesterday also. He is one who can help you to do your selling and marketing online.
Okay.
He's, I think, good expert on that.
Fine. We met Atul ji yesterday, and it was very nice meeting him.
And Mohit can also help you in doing that. So also.
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू.
मैं तो हाजिर हूँ ही आपके पास.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप तो हैं. So nice of you.
Mohit sir, you wanted to say something.
No, I wanted to say कि जो मेरी presentation है उसमें कुछ इनको solution भी दिखेगा, तो वो फिर हम बाद में भी discuss कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely.
I've written my number in the chat box and my email ID in the chat box.
Yes, noted, Rajiv ji. Sunil, you are global. Don't worry. Everybody knows you. तुसी great हो जी.
So now we are moving ahead with the speed referral session. As mentioned, kindly share all your contact details in the chat box, your name, company name, contact number, email ID, professional detail, and if you want, you can share your ask as well. Here, one by one, we'll be calling up the name and each member can introduce themselves in 30 seconds. And the peer members or the attendees can mention if they have any referral in the chat box itself. Priya, would you be able to share that video also if possible?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how the referral session happens. Please pay attention to the video. As I mentioned, your names will be called up. A brief introduction of 30 seconds would be required along with the ask. You can always mention all the details, your contact details in the chat box. And any other peer member or the visitor who has any kind of a referral for you can mention that in the chat box by mentioning the numbers, be it like referral 1, referral 2, or as many referrals are there. And in case somebody wants to know more about your business, then that person can mention coffee. Coffee basically means you want to understand more or you want to do a one-to-one with that person to understand and create more better referrals. So, I hope all the members are clear about the process. So let's begin with this. I would try to take this in the series like alphabetically. So starting with Mr. Atul Mohan, kindly unmute and share your details.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Atul Mohan, and I am the MD at OpenLogic Systems India Limited. We are based in Delhi and been working in IT sector from last 15 years. We are consulting and developing online secure softwares for a lot of companies, and anybody who has an issue with their ongoing operations and processes, they are welcome to come and get into contact with us, and we can probably help them in working out their problems that they have in running their processes easily and equably. And we also do the processes of making your websites and backend systems work smoothly. Thank you for this time, Prerna.
So going to Mr. Anshul Gupta. Mr. Anshul Gupta. Moving ahead, Mr. Anuj.
Good morning. This is Anuj Agarwal from KPS Overseas Private Limited. We have 2 showrooms in Noida for mattresses, Sleepwell, Calgary. We are providing best quality mattresses for your better sleep. My ask is any person who are going to marry for his new life, so it can be great help to me to generate my a new referral. Thank you.
Thank you. So next is Dharmishta Shah.
Good morning once again. EBS Services Span World, a one-stop solution for all your financial products. Having said that, how many of us want to make a will but fear visiting a lawyer? We help making a will in-house because we have a team of lawyers also. So in case you have any connect who wants to make a will, we make it all easy. Dharmishta Shah, leading financial advisor, services Span World, a one-stop solution for all your financial requirements. 9322244095. That's me. Here's CA Pradeep Shah.
Hi, good morning all. I am Pradeep Shah, Chartered Accountant practicing since 2 decades. I invite you all for our tomorrow's session on share market investment. So do join us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gaurav Nalkur. Mr. Gaurav.
Gaurav is part of our team.
Okay.
So, but you're most welcome to say anything that you want.
Sure. Mr. Gautam Khemani.
Good morning, Manzil. This is Gautam Khemani. I run an experiential catering company and a banquet hall hotel at Surajkund in Faridabad. We provide turnkey food and beverage solutions for all types of events like wedding, anniversaries, birthdays, cocktails, and all events where food and beverage services are an integral part. Our tagline, Swadisht ya Paustik Khana, Pyar se banana aur dil se khilana. We look forward to interacting with all of you through your live events and making them memorable.
Great, sir. Moving ahead, Gunpreet Kaur.
Good morning, everyone, once again. And my name is Gunpreet. I have 20 years of experience in training and business development. Having said that, I am right now training leaders and entrepreneurs to increase their productivity and they solve the challenges at their level, whether it is related to teams or is related to their goals. And my ask will be anybody who is stuck as a leader and as an entrepreneur, I would like to help that person. My number is 99710777772, which I have put it in the chat also. Thank you so much.
Mr. Mithun Ghosh. Mr. Mithun
Part of
Ghosh.
Asian Adventures team.
Okay, Mohita Singh. Mohita, you are not audible. Can you please check?
Good morning. Am I audible now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Prerna. So good morning, Mansil again. There is some problem with my audio. I believe I may be inaudible again. In case I do get inaudible again, I think we'll just move on to the next person. But I wanted to thank everyone. It's always such a pleasure to meet everybody here. And when I come here, I often see everyone is working towards efficiency. We're all working towards greater efficiency in our daily lives, in our on businesses, in our finances. So the thought I'd like to leave with you today is, what about the efficiency of your mind and your body? How aware are we of how we live in this body? This is the only place we have. And this is what I really specialize in. I'm certified as a movement facilitator from UNESCO, and I work in the field of both mental health and physical health, which is special in our industry, which is why we are very special in our industry, because we work both on mental and physical health. The organization I run is called Movement Matters, and it is based in Noida. And we have a nice studio where we love people to come over for a cup of tea. We work with groups, individuals, corporates also. What is very interesting now is what we specialize is in the playway method of learning. How can you learn the complex science of being well and agile in a very simple and a format? We are running these very nice programs now called Move Mentoring. These are 30-minute movement capsules, which we run for global teams as well as local teams. And my ask would be to introduce me to anybody who wants themselves, their teams, to be happier, healthier, and be more productive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And my audio didn't go.
Yes, that was good. Mr. Pankaj Agarwal.
Yeah. Good morning, Manjil and the visitors. This is Pankaj from 3Aces Global Logistics. We are customs broker, or CHA as it is generally called, and freight forwarding company. We handle both by air and sea freight shipments, having 10 offices across India and worldwide tie-ups with like-minded freight forwarders. We can handle all end-to-end solutions for importers and exporters. Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Ratnagar Rai. Mr. Ratnagar Rai. Okay, we'll come back to you then. Mr. Sandeep Chandna. Sandeep sir.
Good morning, Manzil and esteemed guest. My name is Sandeep Chandna. I'm representing my company, Ambience Airtech Private Limited. We are based in Noida and we provide air conditioning and ventilation solutions to institutes and individuals. Ideal referral for me would be connecting to people who are connected to the construction industry, mainly architects, interior designers, civil contractors, and the people who are making their own houses, renovating them, factories, offices. Thank you.
Dr. Sumit Malhotra.
Good morning, members. My name is Dr. Sumit Malhotra. I am a dental surgeon by profession. We run a chain of 2 dental clinics based out of Noida since 2003. Dental braces, dental implants, smile designing, we do them all. We are your one-stop family dentist. Thank you.
Great, sir. Thank you. So next is Mr. Sunil Puri.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sunil Puri. I am into manufacturing of air bubble sheet and pouches. My company name is APPL Packaging, based in Phase 2, Noida. We are the pioneer and largest manufacturer of these products in India. Our customers are from auto industries, white goods, electronic components, furniture, etc. My contact details are already given in the chat box, and I am looking for molders of auto components. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sandeep Kanotra. Mr. Sandeep.
Hi. So 30 years into F&B profession, been working with brands like ITC, JP, Hospitality, Ambassadors Flight Catering. I was a part of team that got McDonald's into India. Worked with a company called Old World Hospitality that ran India Habitat Center at Lodi Road. Specialized in QSR, the quick service restaurants. Had a retirement plan where I wanted to move back to the hills. Happened a blessing in disguise because of COVID, happened a little early. So I am researching, meeting people, trying to see places where I can set up my homestay. The idea is to have a decent, a sustainable living. And this part of my life, I want to start giving back to the community, whatever I've, gained from them. So my ask is guidance, suggestions, meeting the right kind of people, and looking for right locations. So that's my ask. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I suppose your ask is something which everyone can give, as many as required.
Yes.
Okay, so next is Mr. Sunil Goyal.
Yeah, good morning, Manzil members, and good morning, all the visitors present today. I am a solar energy consultant with 40 years business experience. My core strength is solar PV technology, and I guide and implement projects. My ideal client is somebody who comes with an open mind, whom we will give complete guidance and will get his requirement fulfilled entirely. I would like to acknowledge Mr. Baiji for inviting one of his friends. He was in a previous meeting, Mr. Sanjay Chandok. Mr. Sanjay Chandok has invited me to install a solar plant on his factory at Manesar, Shield Biotech Limited. I thank Mohitji for inviting people like him. And I would definitely like more people of the same caliber to be there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great, sir, and thank you for acknowledging the platform. Really means a lot. Thanks a lot. Moving ahead to Mr. Sunil Malhotra.
Morning, Manzil and guests. I, Sunit Malhotra, owner of Malhotra Jewellers, situated in Atta Market, Sector 27, Noida since 1988. We deal in diamond, gold, silver ornaments and articles, and also in precious, non-precious stones with Rudraksh items. My ask is your relatives and friends. And my contact details are in the chat box. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jwalan Saroop.
Yeah, good morning, Manzil, and all the visitors. I'm Jwalan Saroop. I'm a ICF certified coach in business and emotional wellness domain. We have positive psychology, applied philosophy, spirituality, and well-being solutions. Our delivery mechanism is coaching, consulting, and counseling. We do coaching for both individuals and organizations, and we also help organizations to increase their happiness quotient with a sustained effort. We got two products. One is Happiness Lab, which we engage with the client for a longer duration. The another one is Happy sessions at workplace, which are 3 to 4 hour sessions wherein we engage employees and deliver them the happiness sessions. So this is all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
sir.
my ask is in individuals who are having issues with their emotional who are having emotional issues, could be depression, could be any sort of relationship blues and stuff, and also companies where they have a budget for happiness centric solutions and to drive the happiness within the organization. So that's my ask. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vishal Kumar.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vishal Kumar, and I represent a company by the name of Key2 Invest. And we are basically dealing in the luxury segment of the real estate in Noida and Greater Noida with only selective developers like ATS and Gulshan and all. And I'm really happy to be a part of this Manzil platform now. And I would also, my ask would be, people are looking for the brands and the good investment options in real estate or from the end use purpose. And I really thank you all, and you all have a very, very nice day today.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Anupam Shukla.
Hi, good morning. This is Anupam, representing World of Service. We are based in Noida, Greater Noida, and Chennai. We are into luxury car maintenance and servicing. So anybody who's looking out for getting his car serviced or repairs can contact us. Thank you.
Thank you. So coming back to Mr. Ratnagar Rai, because I suppose he was missed out. Ratnagar ji. So you are on mute. Kindly unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning, Manzil. This is Ratnakar representing Purna Agri Systems. Purna is into three broad areas of work. The first work is Purna Agri Systems, which is a consultancy firm that deals with hydroponics and controlled environment agriculture. Then we have Urban Ways, where we have a community-supported agriculture program here in Noida, which is has been appreciated by a lot of people. And then we have Aam Bazaar, where we supply quality mangoes to our customers and those who are passionate about mangoes. Right now, we're going to be entering into Mallika season. We have some fantastic Mallikas coming online, and I'm guaranteeing that Mallika is going to replace Alfonso in the near future. My ask is just anybody enthusiastic in agriculture and finding out the future of agriculture in a high-tech way, you can get in touch with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Anshul Gupta, once again, in case he's available.
Yeah, I'm in a poor network area, so please excuse me this time. Thank you.
I hope I've not left anyone. In case anyone has been left out, kindly unmute and share the details. Else in the Asian Adventure team, of course. Anyone else left out?
Mohit sir.
हाँ मोहित सर की तो पूरी प्रेजेंटेशन है, वो तो खुद ही बताएंगे. मोहित सर प्लीज. So Mohit sir.
So you go ahead and introduce me, and then I will give my ask. Well, let me give my ask right now. I'm looking for people to accompany me in December and January to Spain for a holiday to look for Iberian lynx, which is a very rare cat, a smaller cat than an Asian leopard, and it's a highly endangered species. But once you're in Spain, then you will get all the other things. You know, we'll stay in beautiful, lovely homestays. You know, the wine drinkers and the ham eaters will get all their freshness. And we will also be visiting the beaches, and there will be some party scene and all of that. But sticking to my value system, I'm going to show you the Iberian lynx first.
Great, sir.
So go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, great, sir. So now we are moving ahead to the main session of the meeting. So now I would like to invite Mr. Mohit Agarwal once again. Although all of us know him very, very well, he actually do not need any introduction, but still just a bit about him. He is blessed with 4 children, a son and a daughter, and 2 non-human. One is Labrador and the another one is Escapee African Grey. He has some karmic connection with them, and he is a follower of Shiva, the god of karma. Professionally an experiential ecotourism specialist with a deep love of nature, and he helped people travel to some wonderful places in Asia. I would request everyone to kindly mute themselves. If you can. Yeah, thank you. He is on the board of Asian Ecotourism Network, and GSTC has trained and certified him in sustainable tourism. He is a founder of Asian Adventure, which is a 27-year-old travel outfit. It is the largest and #1 bird watching tour company in India. He is also the founder of Natinator, a digital marketing company that is working towards strengthening communication for ecotourism and conservation outfit. These companies are on a large mission to help Asian elephants with their corridor free the Himalayan of plastic waste, help small wildlife enjoy and conserve the ancient Himalayan temple. So over to Mohit sir for more and more details about it and the special session today.
Thank you, Prerna. And I thank my team, which is here right now. My entire team is here, and hoping that they will use my Gyan today. You know, I've been giving them in bits and pieces, and this is going to be in one capsule, and they're here since 8:30. So welcome my team and welcome Manzil to my presentation. Getting started right away without wasting much time. It's all about sales and profit. There are just 5 simple methods that you got to follow. If you follow those methods, those 5 simple methods, you know, you'll never have dearth of business. It's just that, you know, like we are in tourism, and tourism has been worst affected, and we managed to sail through it beautifully. Number 1, we're adaptable. Number 2, we have the foresight, and we don't crib. We take every problem as an opportunity. When April 2020 happened and we got into full-fledged lockdown, a friend of mine from Netherlands called me and he says, Mohit, don't waste a good crisis. It's a golden opportunity. A good crisis comes very rarely in anybody's life, and make use of it. So that was my turning point. And friends, what I've learned, what we've experienced, how we go about it, I'm going to tell you about 5 simple things that you got to do with your sales, and you will see things moving in a much better way than where you might be. Can I share my screen straight away?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Okay. So number 1 is, see, these are a few of the things that I'll be talking about. Market scope, break-even point, and 5 elements. Now, let's just quickly look at why are we struggling with our sales. Number 1 is that, do you have goals? you may not have goals if you're struggling with sales. You may not be using OKRs, which is the state-of-the-art technology which you got to use. It is most simple technology to use to look at your processes, to look at your workforce, to look at your objectives. So OKRs stand for objectives and key results. Read a book that's the title of the book is Measure What Matters. It was started by Intel, and now entire Google and a lot of small companies in the US use OKRs to scale up their businesses. So OKRs relate directly to metrics. If you don't have metrics in your company, then again, you will be struggling. Reporting and communication system powered by automation. And then also team building and alignment. You have to understand that no company is made without teams. And great teams make great companies. Great people make great teams. So now, if you've got a good leadership, if you've got good people, if you've got good people who are thinking straight, ethically, morally, and they know exactly what the focus is, they will not go wrong. So teams are very important. And then 7 pillars: your sales, marketing, finance, HR, R&D, management, and operations. I won't go deep into this now. I'm going to start with the concept of market scope. Let me come straight to the other screen. So friends, this is one way of looking at getting rid of your fears, your market fears. How many of you would say कि market में काम नहीं है, धंधा नहीं है? I want you to unmute and tell me how many people say this. Do you hear this often from your industry, from your competitors, from your accomplices? कि market नहीं है, धंधा नहीं है, business ये हो गया, government ने ये कर दिया, policy change हो गई, all of that. Yes or no?
Well, not in my industry, but yeah, I hear it frequently from other people.
Yes,
Thank you.
it is there.
Yes, okay. So understand that when you look at the market scope of any business, let's say I have 5 products. I've just, this is my old slide, so I'll show you something that I had done earlier. Let's say my bird watching tours, the total number of inbound prospects are only 5,000 people coming to India, only for bird watching, specialized bird watching, where the average ticket price is 3,000, right? So the total size of segment is only this much, right? It's 5,000 multiplied by 3,000. It's not very large. And then the wildlife tours, maybe about 50,000 at the average price of $3,000. Then you have culture tours, which is about 20 lakhs. And we say average price 3,000, right? Now the total market share, the total market value of what I do, Shiva Walks, outbound trips, of my my strata, my level of business is this much. Okay, let's say my turnover is only 20 2 crores. I'm not saying that it's very much. So my market share is only this much. So it's just so minuscule. It's 0.00018, right? And all I need to do is just double it. If I double it, will it be a huge dent in the market? No, it won't be. But it'll be a big thing for me because I double my turnover, I double my profits, I double everything that I have, right? So if the market scope is too huge and you just a little fry in the entire ocean, all you need to do is just double your sales, double your capacity, and it won't make any big difference. And those people who will crib will continue to crib, and you can easily multiply your share. Atul sir, would you agree with me on this? Can you unmute and tell me that the market scope of automation is so huge. Now you work only with certain class of people who will give you your value, right? You're not tackling people who are haggling at a very low level, correct? So your market scope is huge. When your market scope is huge, all you need to do is, but your percentage, what you need is a very, very minuscule share. All you need to do is just double it. When you double it, it has no impact on the market. The market still continues to feed you, still continues to give you lots and lots and lots of more scope. And you can go on multiplying your market share. So it's very easy in this thing. And this is the, this chart takes your fear off. Of course, you got to work on it. You can't say that from 0.00018, I can go into 0.00036 overnight. You need to work on it. But once you've got your tools in hand and once you know what you're doing, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. And that's what we did to scale up our business since 2013, ever since we learned this from Rahul Jain. Okay. So I'm going to go a step further and I'm going to show you the 5 parameters that we need to look at. Okay, so this is the functional. I just want to stop for a second and I want somebody to tell me how do they look at their market share. Atul, thank you for sharing your experience. Gautam, would you like to share?
Yeah, I would like to share. See, in the catering industry, we were an old player, but our market share was very minuscule. What we did was to scale up into the luxury segment. We doubled our rates. And keeping the market scenario in mind, because we were very strong with our food, but very poor in our presentation. This was 3 years, 4 years back. We knew if you just do presentation, we invested a good amount of money in terms of the presentation, doubling up our rates. And to our surprise, we increased our turnover by double, just only with this own formula, like you're saying. If a small player does a big thing, it does not do anything in the ocean. You just pull out a small bucket out of the ocean, does not matter to the other people. And slowly people started recognizing. That has been our growth for the last 3 years, like you discussed one before us. Thank you.
Thank you. So the first commitment to your business, first conviction to your business has to be that I want to double my sales. I want to double my profits. I want to double everything that I have. I want to double my capacity. I want to make sure that today after COVID, we've learned that you have to make your organization lean. Your input has to be small and your output has to be large. If your inputs are very large, then you will have problems with your break-even points, which I will talk about just now. So let me go back to sharing the screen here. Okay, so here, the ones that you see in orange color are not the things that we need to focus on. You know, when we say, oh, I have 25 customers, or I have this much turnover, or I have this much profit, or so customer turnover profit are myths. They don't exist. They don't exist. So what are you running after? Are you running after customers? Don't run after customers. If you're running after turnover, don't run after turnover. You're running after profits, don't run after profits, right? You create the systems that will create these other parameters. Okay, let me show you. Let's say you have 100 leads coming to you. Your conversion ratio is 25%. So automatically you get 25 customers. Now these customers, 25 customers that you get, the average rupee sale is, let's say, 100 rupees. And the number of transactions is 1. Each person only transacts with you once. He goes to KPS overseas, buys one mattress, and he says, I'm done. I don't need a mattress for the next 25 years. Okay. Now 25 customers doing an average sale of 100 rupees into number of transactions is 2,500 rupees. That's your turnover. You have a margin of 20%. So you get a profit of 500. There is no rocket science to it. There is nothing in it, right? It's So what you need to look at is, how are you going to increase your number of leads? How are you going to increase your conversion ratio? How are you going to increase your average rupee sale, your number of transactions, and your margin? Correct? Let's say if I say that my conversion goes up to 30, okay, my profit goes up to 600 straight away. My turnover goes up, my customers go up, right? And let's say if I say I get 200 leads and my conversion remains the same, my profit goes double. Correct? So it is simple elementary class mathematics, which I'm applying here. Okay. And I'll tell you how to look at these 5 things. Now, when we're talking about, so we don't run after customer strengths, we don't run after turnovers, we don't run after profits. Wrong parameters to look at. So look at the other 5. Let's say if you have certain ways of bringing that customer back to you, right? Or he gets his friend to buy from you and he says, okay, my number of transactions are 2. Yeah, your profit gets doubled. Correct? So simple. So you need to also look at number of transactions. Let's say your margin is 20%. Now, Gautam Khemani says that I want to increase my percentage to 30% because I'm now in the luxury segment and I go up by another 250. Correct? So it is as simple as that. These are the 5 parameters that we need to look at. Now we look at lead calculator. When we look at lead calculator, we say target sales 2,500 rupees, right? This is what we need. And this is the average rupee sale, 100 rupees we've got. Conversion ratio is 25, right? Now, what we get is number of clients is equal to number of leads. Reverse calculation is what you get. So you saying that I want my target for my team is 2,500 rupees today. And my average sale is this, my conversion is this. You know these parameters. They're standard. You standardize them, right? And then you say number of leads. These are the number of leads I need. I need 100 leads to be able to get 2,500 of sales from 25 customers at the rate of 100 rupees for 25% conversion. Correct? So you can calculate your leads. No big deal. Simple mathematics. No problem with that, right? And lead calculator, again, same thing. 100 leads, average sale, revenue is this. You know what your revenues are. So friends, what is the challenge? The challenge is that how do you work on these 5 parameters? Okay. Now, this is the simplest of all the things that you can look at. All business gurus talk to you about various things, various jargons, and they come back to the same 5 points, which I'm telling you in very simple Excel maths, which anybody can do on paper. This is a very important point that most people, people who run big businesses may have this calculation, but people who don't have very big businesses may overlook this calculation. Let's say your fixed cost is 1 lakh a month, right? Now your break-even point and your gross profit is 20%. If your gross profit is 20% and your fixed cost is this, then your break-even point is 5 lakhs. You'd be able to cover your fixed cost of 1 lakh with 20% profit at 5 lakhs. If I lower my fixed cost today and I say, let's say I make it 80,000, correct? And I will lower my break-even point to 4 lakhs, which means that if I make a sale of 5 lakhs, I have 1 lakh of clear profit. Okay. Now, this is something that people overlook because they don't know this. And I just wanted to introduce this concept. You need to look at your gross profit. Your financial summary sheet will tell you what it is. Yeah. So whatever your gross profit is coming, either from a spectrum of products or from one particular kind of product or from your total range of products, right? You have to look at what is working for you and you can continue to break it down. For example, let's say Rajiv ji said that he has a factory in sector 63, and now he is looking at dividing that factory into his export and local brand. So he's got two different kinds of fixed costs, or maybe he's just got one fixed cost or one set of fixed costs. Yeah, bijli, pani, electricity, salaries, fixed costs, all those things put together. And then he can always bifurcate it and come to break-even points of each unit, of each spectrum. It's very important. Am I clear on this? I just want you to unmute and then tell me if this break-even point concept is coming clear to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Mohit. Absolutely clear.
Okay.
Good revision.
Very, very
Yes.
clear, Mohit.
Okay. Now, power of a lifetime. Okay. So this is the power of a lifetime. Leads, conversion ratios. Again, I put clients in red because this is not in your hands. What is in your hands is number of leads, where you can tell your teams and you can work on your number of leads, which is why you're here in Manzil today, to get leads, yeah, not to get clients here, which is why you go to different fora, different places, different networks to get leads, yeah, and then you have your conversion ratios. Your conversion ratios, if are not marked out, you must do it in your system so that you know what sort of product is leaving you what sort of conversion ratios. Yeah, average sales, transactions, and then these are in your hands. Again, revenue, gross margins. I'm coming back to it again and again because I want you to look at it very, very clearly. Again, revenue is in red because this is not in your hands. Yeah, what is your variable cost? So do you understand TBCs? People who don't understand TBCs, please let me know and I can explain what TBC is.
Please just explain, Mohit. Yeah, better explain, Mohit.
Okay. So TBC in very simple terms is true variable cost. For example, if you have a car standing and you bought a car and for 6 months of the lockdown, you didn't use the car, correct? Now you got to pay that EMI, which is your fixed cost, because it is going every month from your bank, whether lockdown happens or does not happen. Only when you want to travel to Gurgaon, you will get the gas filled, right? Now your driver's salary is all fixed, is fixed cost, but your petrol is not. So your true variable cost is the variables that you will buy to perform that service or to manufacture that product or to be able to give that product is true variable cost. Those components that you will buy and you will incur the cost of buying those components is your cost that you will incur. For example, if you say my factory is not running and but I have to pay my monthly charges for electricity, but I don't have to run my generator. So your true variable cost of running that generator isn't there because you're not purchasing diesel to put into your generator. Okay. So that's your true variable cost. And then the true variable cost prices, if they are lowered, then your margins go up, right? So how do we look at it is what I'm going to discuss in the next step. These are simple elementary things. There is no rocket science to it. It's just that you need to look at it with your team and say, let's come to basics and let's start working on it. So your fixed cost is this, and let's say your revenue is 2,500, your variable cost is this, your variable cost drops, your fixed cost drops, your net profit goes up, and that is how you got to look at it. Now let's come to some interesting things. I'm going to stop this particular window here, and I'm going to ask you, are you in sync with these 5 things that I'm talking about? Not looking at revenue, not looking at profits, not looking at customers, but looking at your conversion ratios, looking at your transactions, looking at your average rupee sale, looking at the number of leads. Is that making sense to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, great.
Very
Thanks.
correct, Mohit.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. I will go to the next one now, because that's a little time consuming. So okay. Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes.
So just to quickly go through one or two images, I wanted to just show it to you. How we look at our mapping of our clients, of our ideal clients. So I'll just show you. So for example, if I'm talking about the world tour operator, okay. So what I do is with my team, for every kind of client, we've been wanting to follow this process very vehemently, where we say, okay, this is the kind of client we have. There are 3 stages. So here we say that he's stagnant. He's in this situation right now. And this works very well with B2B, by the way. So what situation he is in right now, where your product and your sales will bring him to, and where he will continue to sell. If he sort of takes off at the 3rd tier, then he's going to be your ideal client, because then his business is doing extremely well because you have empowered him. And if his business starts doing extremely well, who's going to get benefited? You who's going to get benefited, because he's looking at you as a strong wall to lean back on. And he's looking at you as a support system. So you take him from the 1st tier to the next tier to the 3rd tier. So you study his position, you upgrade his position, you inspire him. Okay. So there has to be an inspirational. You can't, everything that you do with the clients is inspirational. It is not transactional. Transaction happens because it's a consequence. So let's say if Atul Mohan meets me and says, I'm not going to let you buy a single tool from outside, because now I'm here in your life. And I'm going to ensure that everything that you do happens with my team. So he's already inspiring me. Okay. And I suddenly have that sense of confidence that I have chosen the right man to lead me to my next level. So he trains me, and then he teaches me, he targets for me, and then he does quality delivery into my system. And then I come to a place where I now know exactly what is going on in my system, and I become his emissary. I start talking about him like I am doing right now. Yeah. It shows me financial profits, and I become a market leader. Okay. So that's the approach that we follow when it comes to B2B. How to empower your own buyers. So you're not only looking at your buyer as somebody who's going to give you something, but you're going to bring that buyer to a position where he's going to give you something much larger than what you're expecting. Plus, he's gaining every day of your life. So it's a there are various terminologies in management which they use and things like that. I simply use it that, you've got a collaborator, and that collaborator is running your engine, and you are now taking a back seat and enjoying yourself. Okay. So we've discussed break-even point. We've discussed our B2B empowerment or client empowerment. We've talked about market scope. Now, this is the most important part of the game that I'm coming to. What are these 5 elements? So we talked about number of leads. We talked about conversion ratio. We talked about average rupee per person sale. we talked about number of transaction and margins. Okay, these are the 5 things that we're talking about. We didn't talk about profits, we didn't talk about revenue, we didn't talk about turnover, we didn't talk about number of customers. But instead, we talked about these 5 things. Now, if these 5 things continue to increase inch by inch or exponentially, then other things will happen on their own, won't they? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
So here is what we go with, number of leads. What do we need to do? So this may not, maybe it doesn't suit every business properly, but there are certain amount of takeaways that you will have in every point here. Okay. So for example, if I use my existing data, I use my existing network, I use social media very judiciously, and I have a CRM. Friends who do not have a CRM in their companies are committing a crime. It is a crime, morally, a crime to run a company without the CRM. And I'm telling you, you are only fooling yourself if you don't have a CRM. Okay, and target market. So I'll tell you the importance of CRM as we go. So let's say I've given only examples. You can have better examples for your business, or you can have something even different, completely different, right? So I'm saying, get your existing data from your tally. Tell your people, tell your accountant to get your data of the last 2 years. Okay, compile it, maybe 10 years, maybe 5 years. Your Gmail, your visiting cards, your Instagram, your old Excel sheets. Do you know in Instagram you can go and download all the data of all the people who have been following you? Like Anshul has over 30 or 40,000 people. And all he needs to do is just download that data and use that data in different ways that I'm going to talk about in this thing, right? So you have that data, your existing data. Maybe you have only a handful of clients. You don't work with hundreds of clients. You know, like a lot of exporters have only 1 or 2 or 3 chief buyers, and the rest of, and then, you know, they just work with them. Yeah, that's fine. But they've also got people working in their companies. Yeah. So these people have to be nurtured, because you need to realign, you need to align their teams. Okay. Sandeep, I think you're it's not on mute. Okay. So then we go to networks. So you have WhatsApp groups, you have trade associations that you've attended, trade fair, fora, BNI and Manzil type of places, MNP, RWAs, right? So these are the networks that you're already in, and you could have even far larger number of networks. So you need to get leads from these places. These are the places where you can get all these leads properly. Very easy. But you need to have a data manager. If you have a data manager, if you have a person who's your network manager, as Paritosh says, then your game is won. If you don't have a network manager, then in every network, you'll have to be physically present. Is that possible? We are not Devi Devtas that we can be omnipresent. So it cannot happen like that. It needs to be with your team. You need to empower your team to represent you in different platforms and to collect the right kind of data, the right kind of information that will help you increase your number of leads. Because you're going to spend, let's say you go to Germany for a fair. Now, going to Germany with 2 people, attending a fair would mean anything from 10 to 15 lakhs, right? And you come back and you say, oh, that fair wasn't good. Okay, no problem. The fair wasn't good. Where's the data? Oh, we didn't collect any. So if you didn't collect any, how are you going to get any sort of leads whatsoever? You're not going to get any leads. So that 15 lakhs has gone down the drain. You could have put it into Nifty index fund and it would have multiplied in equity. Okay. Then social media, name of the game. Today, if people are saying social media doesn't work for me, digital marketing doesn't work for me, I'm sorry, boss, you got to be out of this business. You need to realign yourself. You need to rewire your entire business. If you're telling me you don't have any interface of digital marketing whatsoever. Today, adaptability is the biggest key to your success. We moved from Asian Adventures to Natty Netter in no time, and we started to stay afloat. Okay, and so your adaptability, your way of looking at things, what is going to happen 10 years from now, what sort of goals you have, what sort of leads that you want, all of that will depend a lot on how you look at digital marketing as your tool. Okay, for any business, even if you say I sell only one machine and that's worth 20 crores and I sell it to the government, so I got no other reason to be on digital media because it's of no use to me. You're wrong. You need to be showcasing your values, who you are, to the entire government machinery that you're dealing with, and they need to be on your radar. Okay, so social media, you get lead generation, validating old data, building. So if you've got old data, you can't suddenly put it into one email list or buy data and say, okay, now I'm good to go. Yeah, the Google or any other internet platform will ban you and will blacklist you, and you'll never be able to go back to it. Yeah, so you have to validate your old data using Facebook or any other such accounts. Building your email list, increasing visibility and driving traffic, because that is the one way of, that is one good way of increasing your leads. Now coming to something which is really close to my heart, and I struggled with lots of good CRMs. I finally landed up having Atul make one for me, which is working beautifully. I tried Zoho, I tried various systems that were given to me by various coaches on Excel and other things, that you don't need this and you don't need that. You need to have an automated system, CRM, where you know how to convert your cold lead to hot lead. How are you going to look at your lost leads, the leads that have been lost? How are you going to look at the trends, what the buying trends are? And how are you going to follow up with the ones who have once told you, yes, I like it, I like your product, but I will wait. And then building your right avatars. You sell the wrong, let's say you got a product which is a mattress which is 50,000 rupees, yeah, but that doesn't sell. Now what sells is a mattress which is 12,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, right? And that sells like hotcakes to all the married couples who are getting married, and they say, okay, let's buy a mattress of 12,000 rupees, right? So you need to align your client, the right kind of client, who has the right persona for the right product, and that only your CRM can help you. Otherwise, you will only have handful of people and with handful of products. You will not be able to expand your number of leads. And I said, the product of your customers is through your conversion ratio of your leads. If you have larger number of leads, your conversion ratio, let's say, somehow drops also, you'll still have your numbers up, your customers up, right? So look at CRM very, very seriously, and don't underestimate the power of a CRM. And then target marketing. Today's name of the game is different. It is completely changed from how you were doing earlier and how you're going to do it now. Like I said, your inputs have to be small and your outputs have to be large for your company to be lean. Okay, so you could go and spend time in BNI and say, oh sorry, not BNI, but any other such platform, and say, oh, I'm coming there early morning and I'm doing this, and I may get some lead, or I'm driving all the way to Sona or Gurgaon to meet a client just because he's a prospective buyer. But you go there and he says, "Acha chai piyoge?" He says, "हाँ पियेंगे." "अच्छा बैठो." "हाँ क्या करते हैं आप? किसने भेजा आपको?" "अरे कल तो बात हुआ था. ये told you how to, what the agenda is." Right, but it's not up my alley right now, guys. So may I be excused? It's okay, fine. Sorry, sir, I wasted your time. Actually, he wasted your time. So you come back home, all the way back to Noida, spent your entire day, got nothing, correct? Now, what you can do is, you can avoid that, burning that fuel and time and energy and effort by getting more and more into target marketing, by holding your webinars and your workshops and your service online. Okay, that's how you look at your prospects. So let's say if you get 10 prospects, 2 might be very interested. First, have online conversations with them. Drop your inputs to the bare minimum so that you have larger output, right? That's how you make your organization lead. Number of leads have to increase like that. Your email marketing is a very, very big tool which people underestimate sometimes because they themselves don't open up, so they think that other people don't open up. Okay, so number of leads. Now I'm going to go to the next part, which is, because I have to finish this in the next 20 minutes, and I'm not going to spend too much time going into very minute details, but I'm going to first come to conversion ratio. A very, very significant, a very important factor to look at. People don't look at their conversion ratios and they keep running after customers. Customers are the derivatives of your number of leads into conversion ratios. You have one parameter, number of leads. Okay, your CRM is telling you. Is it telling you your conversion ratio? If it's not telling you conversion ratio, you're in that spot. Okay. So how do you increase your conversion ratio? Yeah. So you need to do various kinds of antics to improve your conversion ratios. These are some examples. These are not carved in stone. You don't have to be married to these ideas all the time. You can carve your own things depending on what your machinery is like and how well oiled it is and what your team is going to be looking at. So are you sending them a thank you note? Even if he hasn't bought from you, even if he just came to your shop and said, I want a mattress, and he didn't buy it from you, but he probably went to Springwell instead of Sleepwell. Did you send him a thank you note for visiting your shop? Yeah. Did you send him product updates or industry updates? Do you have a system to do so? Yeah. Are you empowering him with some case study that will enable him to take a decision? Are you looking at any product reports, any promotion or incentives for him? So these are top of the mind recallers. They forget. हमको याद नहीं रहता है कि उनका क्या नाम था, कौन था, अच्छा उधर था, हाँ वो फोरम में था, कोई था, हाँ. But if his email is coming to you every now and then, his message is coming to you every now and then, and that's so people will know you. And then there is a system of drip that you can engage to send out your TMS. There are lots of overlaps here, friends, but all these overlaps are carefully thought of, and which is why I put them here, because each one can have the same title but different matter in it. Okay. So client nurturing. How are you nurturing your clients? Even before he actually is buying from you, he's only inclined to buy from you. Are you giving him some sort of checklist to go through? Are you giving him an equipment list, a cheat sheet, some discount coupons? Are you getting him an online call and telling him that, look, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Say, I don't have the time to talk to you. Okay, you don't have the time to talk to me. Can you automate the process so that your system talks to you? Your team talks to you. Okay. Then you have funnels and pyramids. Okay, this is a very important part of the game of client nurturing. That how are you going to increase in pyramids from low number of leads, reducing the struggles to becoming more reliable, from new clients to loyal audience, and then they are on tap. Okay, so using funnels and pyramids is a very scientific way of looking at things, and it's very easy, extremely easy to do it. It's just a question of doing it. Okay, so, and you don't have to continue doing it over and over and over again. Once you formed your system through this once and you start to implement, then it's only action points. How you started, What is the story behind it? How many people have taken this product? Yeah. So is your website talking about that or not? How many people have already bought from you? Where are the testimonials, right? What is the USP now, and what will be the future goal of your particular product, of your service, or your industry? Yeah. What is the social proof? What is McKinsey's they're talking about? What is the World Bank talking about? What is UNWTO talking about? These particular concepts that you are engaging with, and you're trying to get your customer engaged with. What are the takeaways of and advantages? Yeah. So all these and a lot more can be put into your funnels. Like I said, TOMRs, but I've segregated TOMRs from funnels because TOMRs are top of the mind recallers, whereas funnels and pyramids are your stories. And funnels and pyramids are the ones that make you the authority in what you do, and they make you big, okay, and they make you larger than your competition. Then you have personalized approach, okay, one-to-one approach, SMS, WhatsApp. Hey, are you coming? I'm going to be on 8:30 call. You know, मैंने सुबह सो के उठा था और मैंने वो रिकॉर्ड करके भेज दिया. When I heard it later, I said whatever, but at least the message went out. You know, so calls and online meetings, emails, postal letters. Do you ever get post from your suppliers, like not a courier? ₹5 का ठप्पा लगा के stamp लगा. Yeah, it's a novelty. If you get a nice written letter, you'll preserve it for some time, or you will think about that person a little differently. Yeah. Another tool that I use is Video Ask. It works very well. Video Ask is one tool where you can do one-to-one video communication. You can make a video. I can say, Mr. Sandeep Channa, I need to have a meeting with you because I've got something really worthwhile for you, and I want you to have a look at it. Look at this particular thing at the back, right behind me, and I want to display that to you. Can you and I get onto a con call for 20 minutes online? Yeah. Please give me your time, or click on this link here, and that's it. Yeah. Now he may not want to do it. He may not even want to do it, but just because he's seen my video, there is something more personal that is attached. Yeah. So these are some of the ways of increasing your conversion ratios. And then great collaterals. If your collaterals suck, if you don't have great presentations, if you're not being able to produce your PPTs, if you're not, whatever you might be doing, whatever your reputation is, your reputation and your collaterals go hand in hand. You can be the best in the field, but your collaterals look so bad. People will start to underestimate you because that is something that will register in their minds. That is something that they've seen. It's not you. Okay. So remember that very well, friends. Linktree, webinar replay videos, PPTs, paper, e-brochures, daily updates on social media. What are you putting out? Yeah. How to choose and buy the product, solving their problem. Okay. Don't buy from me, but I'm telling you, because I'm the authority, I am the big guy around, and I'm going to tell you how you should buy this product. Buy it from wherever. Yeah, you remember those dhabas in Punjab where you get tandoori chicken on the way? एक मुर्गा बना होता था और उसके ऊपर एक वो बबल होता था जिसमें वो बोलता था meet me anywhere but eat me here. I still can't forget those. So conversion ratios, yeah. And I'll tell you, those dhabas do a lot better than any of the other dhabas that have no signages on it. Then next parameter, average rupee or dollars per person sale increase. आज आपको 100 रुपया मिलता है, अगर मैं 105 रुपए ले लूं उसमें, right? My 5% throughput will work wonders for me. I didn't even expect it, but I got 5 rupees extra just because I asked for it. So to be able to ask for it, what is it that you must do? So you need to do your competition analysis. You need to have flexible rules. You need to have enhanced pitch decks. Again, it comes back to the collaterals that I was talking about. But when you have pitch decks, then you are absolutely looking at a deck which is pitching your product properly, not just general collaterals. Irresistible offers and mafia offers. I'll just stop for a second. I want to know how many people know the concept of mafia offer? Or how many people
No
don't
idea.
know?
So please share. No idea.
Okay.
No idea. Mohit.
I go back. So let's look at competition analysis. So when we're talking about competition analysis, of course, product cost, number one, how much sasta kaise beche? You know, well, I'm not going to talk much about that because that's something that it's a long drawn talk. Competitor's approach, what is his strategy? And which vendors is he buying from? Who are the vendors? What sort of partnerships he has? Yeah, your competition. What are the products that he's selling? Is he selling the same product as yours? Then what are the features and the advantages? And what are the benefits to the clients? What are the payment pipelines or the way things are smooth for your delivery or his delivery? Yeah. What is the turnaround time? And how can you be different and better? So these are some of the things that you need to ask yourself looking at the competition. Otherwise, we can continue to blow our own trumpet to our own tribe, but there is no buyer. Then you have flexible rules. How flexible, how adaptable, how much of an enabler you are. Are you an enabler or you're a grabber? Are you there to help the world with through your business to become a better place, or you want to say कि मुझे तो सिर्फ पैसे चाहिए कैसे भी आए? Okay, so if you're an enabler, then your rules will be very flexible. You will have different payment options. You will have cancellation policies, return replacement. You want to make the client really, really, really happy by making him sit on the most comfortable cushion. Yeah, personalization and customization and possible last moment decision changes. But if you're too rigid and too this thing, I went to Chowdi Bazaar, Bhagirath Palace once, and I wanted to buy wires for my house, you know, and the wire, the total cost could have been over ₹1 lakh. So I went to one particular shop which was recommended to me, and I went there and I asked him, भाई साहब तारे मिल जाएंगी आपके पास? आपका मुझे किसी ने रेफरेंस दिया है. तो so he turns around and tells me, अगर लाखों की बात करनी है तो बैठो, छोटी मोटी बात करनी तो चले. So I didn't know whether I was 1 lakh was enough or not enough, so I went away and I bought from the next shop because he was so courteous. He says, आप बैठिए, मैं आपको चाय पिलाता हूँ, ये करता हूँ, ये करता हूँ, and he did the deal. So how flexible you are. And then you have enhanced pitch decks. Personalized pitch, like I said, to send a video ask to Sandeep Chandna. Now, do you have a pitch deck for him? What are the benefits, advantages, features? What is the client's winning product story? Yeah, if you have a winning story that if he buys this thing, he's the winner. Do you have that? A specialized pitch deck which is only for him. Of course, it can be replicated for Yasmin, but the point is it for him? Professionally handcrafted and ensuring smooth delivery of that pitch deck. Pitch deck to aapne bana diya, Taj Mahal bana diya, but you can't deliver the Taj Mahal to. Now, if you don't have that pipeline sorted, you got your products ready, you think my godowns are full, but I have no way to sell my products. So your pitch decks also have to have the same sort of delivery pattern. Now, these are some of the irresistible offers. Offers and mafia offers are two different things. Offers are there where you say, okay, I'm willing to forego a certain amount of my profit because I can do my sales better, or I can have various other options, return policy. These are different kind of offers. They cannot be, so promotions are different, irresistible offers are different, and mafia offers are completely different. So irresistible offer is a person will see your offer and say, oh, it's too good to be true, man. It's too good to be true. I want to buy it. Yeah. And I want to buy it because I always wanted to buy it. So somewhere down the line, he's inclined and he wants to buy it from you. So then you add more more add-ons to the entire thing. You know, you give him all those benefits that he sees. Oh, for the price of 100, I'm supposed to get the product of 100 rupees. I'm getting it, right? But on top of that, I'm getting another 50 rupees of various other things which I was not expecting, and that puts you. That makes you stand apart in front of your competition because you're giving him all those other things that your competition is not. So those are simple ones. Mafia offer is when you have your skin in the game. You can lose, but if you win, then it is fantastic. Okay. So for example, if I say, come with me to Spain, the cost of the value of my tour to Spain is 10 lakhs and it's for 10 days. And we stay in best of places and XYZ and blah, blah, blah. All those features I give. And I'll tell you what, when you come back, and if you're not happy with the trip, you take your 10 lakhs back. Now that's a mafia offer where I've got my skin in the game. And if this guy is cocky and he says, I want this money back, then he will say, okay, I want my money back, and unconditionally I will give his money back to him. That's the kind of guarantee. Now those people who exercise this guarantee go a long way. Okay? A lot of coaches do that. A lot of other people do that. पर इसके लिए जिगर चाहिए, इसके लिए दम चाहिए, इसके लिए आपको बहुत जबरदस्त आपकी प्लानिंग चाहिए, because it is time bound. When the time is over, let's say, okay, claim your 100% money back in 7 days. Moment the 7 days get over, the clock takes 8, the mafia offer is over. It doesn't come back ever. Okay. Then it is also much higher than the product price. So it can be 2x value, it can be 10x value, it can be whatever value, right? But people who are your serious buyers will come to you because they know they got nothing to lose, and you have their back. So this is a mafia offer. It is very difficult for people to run because they always start to put conditions on it. अच्छा इतना कर देते हैं, थोड़ा कर देते हैं, अच्छा थोड़ा सा ये बोल देते हैं कि ओके इतना वापस ले लो, पूरा नहीं देंगे, थोड़ा सा तो अपने को संभाल के रखो. No, mafia offer is where you go and say, everything that you've taken from me, give it back to me and take your price back. Okay. So if you've got something like this, then your competition will not be able to withstand the pressure that you put. So that's your average per person sale that increases, and also your number of transactions. Some of these things are overlapping, but I prefer to use them separately because then I can see it very, very clearly. Again, offers and promotions to seek repeat business because you want loyalty. You don't want satisfaction only. So customer satisfaction is short-lived and it is related to a transaction. Customer loyalty is you build a life cycle. Now it is no longer one-offs. Now the entire game has changed after COVID. Now you have to look at the life cycles of people. You know, Hotel California song, if you remember, you can check out anytime, but you can never leave. So once you've come to Manzil, yeah, you can go dormant for some time, no problem, but you're not leaving. In some other platforms, they eliminate people. We don't eliminate people. We want you there for your lifetime. Okay. So even if you grow old, your children will continue to be part of Manzil. Okay. So your gift coupons, festive offers, free add-on, privilege cards, all of that is happy hours. People love happy hours. And then start a referral engine. This is the most important thing in your business. If you can get this thing done, then I'm telling you two things, remember two things: feedback and referral engine. Feedback and referral engine. If you can build your business on feedback and referral engine, then you cannot fail, because your feedback, your criticism that is coming to you is so beautifully constructive in your business that your client itself is telling you, hey man, this is wrong. You can't be doing this to me. Okay, sorry, we don't want to do this to you. and immediately go you to tweak the process, handle that situation somehow, but not let it happen for the next client. Okay. Referral engine. Let me come back to referral engine. So you ask for referrals. When do you ask for referrals? When the deal is being conducted. When he's getting inclined to sign in with you. You ask, आपका कोई भाई बहन है क्या? कोई है आपके जानने वाला, कोई और भी interested है इसमें? When the deal is confirmed, when he says, okay, the deal is confirmed and I'm conducting the deal, can you again ask him for a reference? Yes, you can. When the billing is done, you can ask him for a reference. After sales, of course, you can ask him for a reference. When you're sending him a gift, you ask him a reference, and then you also do a deal with him to make him your collaborator, and you discuss the payouts or mutual benefits or profit sharing. Okay. So remember, referral engine is one of the backbones of any business. Then similar products as per buying pattern. Now you want to increase the number of transactions. So if he's buying that one thing from you, again, butter chicken le raha hai, butter chicken le raha hai, butter chicken le raha hai. So can you give him Afghani chicken also? Okay, he doesn't like it. Make him taste it. Send him a little sampler and say, okay, taste it, please. Or sell him prawns, higher ticket item, correct? So identify next matching product, set expectations and a deal for the next product. And you mark out your strategies to make an offer. Yeah, use any of these strategies, offer a promotion, maybe a mafia offer, follow up, ask for referrals. Yeah. So sometimes when you ask for referrals, people feel nice, people feel good. We think, oh, bura maan jayega, wo bolenga, he's bleeding down my neck so much. He's asking me for referrals again and again and again. Sometimes if you ask for referrals, the other person feels more elated and feels that he's a giver, he's a hero. And so it depends what sort of communication you're using to ask him for referrals. Okay. So you can increase the number of transactions. He may give you a referral that will go into his kitty. And then after sales service, feedback, feed forward. We talk about feed forward is very important. If you don't know about feed forward, you should learn more about feed forward. It's the same thing as feedback, but it's a feed forward where you go ahead in time with more options, with more opportunities, with more relationship building techniques is feed forward. Referral generation, then gifts and greetings and new offers. This is very important, friends. Seasonality. So have that vision. कि लोग बोलते हैं मेरा season off होगा. अब मैं क्या करूं? अच्छा चलो ठीक है. I've got a team of 100 people sitting idle, or maybe they're just doing some repair maintenance of our office and some factory or whatever. But हमारा season नहीं है, हम नहीं करेंगे. So make your factory a seasonality friendly factory where you can then, if you're producing ACs, why are you not producing heaters for winter? Why are you not looking at heaters for winter? Okay, so if you're looking at summer clothing, why are you not looking at winter clothing? We never should do any business in the monsoon because we say monsoon aa gaya. Now we have monsoon tours running. Okay, so sometimes they say, okay, they're cheaper, but that's fine. But there are different markets. Spain, Italy, France, they travel in the monsoon. So those are our markets of the monsoon. And you pitch much in advance. Don't wait for the last minute off-season business to fall in your lap. It won't. So seasonality is one of the things to increase your number of transactions from the same customers. Now this is important where you say, मेरा 20% का margin है, मैं 22 कैसे करूँ? उसको 24 कैसे करूँ? उसको 30 कैसे करूँ? Number one is lower your BEP. Break-even point. Yeah. Get your cheaper TVCs. Digital marketing campaign चला रहे हो, उसको थोड़ा सस्ता करो. See how you can optimize it. Vendors से negotiate कर रहे हो. Tell your vendors to say, hey, what have you, can you just do it slightly less for this particular deal? Yeah. Arm twist him wherever you can. Okay. And make a more efficient machinery that churns out more of your products which are your ingredients. Let's say you're producing in-house ingredients to produce a main product, right? Are you using efficient machinery or are you using a inefficient machinery? If your inefficient machinery is working, then of course your TVCs will be much larger. The cost of the ingredients will be high. Then bonus from vendors. What are the incentives that your vendors are giving you? Are your incentives coming from your vendors? You're giving them so much business, they're selling to you. Are you taking any incentives? Are they getting any bulk discounts from or dealership deals from any of the manufacturers which they're further selling to you? Are you getting any B2B2C freebies? The doctors do get a lot of those, and they finally can give them to their patients as well. So similarly, is your industry allowing you to do that? So bonus, so that increase your margin levels. And then upselling and cross-selling of products, extremely important. So identify add-ons. For example, if you come to my hotel and you say, okay, I booked on AP, which means that I'm going to give you meals and everything, right? Can I make money from you somehow or the other? You know, maybe you want to hire a guide for bird watching. You know, maybe you want to go to, you know, your son wants a sizzler. You know, now that sizzler is not part of the package, but because your breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included. Now that sizzler, but if there is no way of offering it to them, how will they know that there are sizzlers available? So you have to make sure that your collaterals are there. Then your collaboration with associated vendors and suppliers. If you've got a person who wants to buy certain things which are you are not manufacturing, but they are of the similar line, then can you buy from them and keep your little margin or your commission and give it to your client, right? So that's how you increase your margins. And then sometimes you might just feel, oh, it's like sounding too cheap. I don't want to do this. You know, I've already asked him for a price. I don't want to do it. Okay, use automation. Use automation. Let your automated messages go to him and say, hey, you know, you got your pet along. Do you want to buy Pahari canine for him? Okay, 500 rupees a bag. So he's मेरे कुत्ते के लिए canine तो मैं लेके आया हूँ. ये पहाड़ी canine क्या है? Because it's got herbs in it and it's got something else in it. Okay, but the automation is talking to him. So he says, okay, fine, I want to order. Then the staff gets a message that he wants to order, and then somebody from the team will go and sell it to him. Like how they sell you robes and clothes and things like that. Whatever you use for the swimming pool, the 5-star hotel will sell it to you also. You like those slippers that you're using, which are free in your room, and you want to buy them, the hotel will sell it. Like a lot of these places will sell you their artifacts or their chandeliers or various things wherever you go and visit. So those are the things that you can look at, upselling and cross-selling. And then the last thing, which is important to me, I don't know if other people have that thing in their things. Let's say a certain percentage of your entire turnover goes into any support of or charity, correct? Now, let's say you make 100 rupees every month, out of which you give 10 rupees or 5 rupees to a particular charity. Now, that is going out of your pocket. Can you empower your customer to give that 5 rupees for you? Now, you committed to giving that 5 rupees anyways. So, if your customer says, I can't give 5 rupees, but I can give 1 rupee, that's fine. So you've already increased your margin by giving 4 rupees from your pocket and 1 rupee from client's pocket. Your job is done. Okay. So these are some of the points that I wanted to bring to you, my friends, which are important for you to know how to deal with these 5 elements, not run after customers or profits or turnovers, but run after these parameters, add them to your systems and let them get you more leads, conversions, and your per rupee sales and your margins. That is what I'm looking at. That was the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so
As
much.
always,
Amazing presentation, sir.
awesome. Awesome presentation.
Really nice, sir.
Thank you so much,
Helpful.
sir. Very great presentation.
I will be sharing this entire presentation in a format for you to use in an email that will come to you from Manzil.
Thank you
And
so
friends,
much.
Thank you.
At Manzil, we are committed to bringing more opportunities of learning to you again and again, and from various business gurus. I know business gurus. This is something that we're doing in office, so I thought I'll bring it to you. But there are lots and lots of great business gurus who come and address us here. And if you're visitors, please become members and be with us for a lifetime. And if you know something that we got to know, whether we ought to know, please come and give us a presentation of your knowledge. It'll be so important.
Thanks so much, Mohit sir.
So in case anyone have any kind of question, please feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Mohit ji. It was really nice. You conclude everything.
Thank you.
Great. So in case anyone would want to share the feedback, that person can leave the feedback on info@manzilindia.com, and one of our Manzil member might call you for the feedback, and particularly for the visitors to become the member in case they would like to be a part of Manzil. So thank you so much for attending the session today, and thank you so much, Mohit sir.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good day.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, and have a great